on, everybody? Good morning. Hanging out. Got the new manual downloaded for OPXY 1.013. Is that what it is right now? So I just got the new documentation. Today I was going to talk something about using the sequencer. Basically, I guess it's chapter 7 if you want to follow along at home. And I'm going to talk about basically workflow ideas that I did yesterday. And that includes sampling and actually using samples in real time, right? So samples in real time, it's a super easy thing. It's basically just taking a sample as quick as you can. I'll be looking at doing that. The idea that like the device itself when sequencing has become super easy to use. I do need like very abnormal stuff when I'm in the studio. Like I want to sample things and I want to make accidents happen. And in this device, the language is just that. Like it's like, can we just like quickly take a sound and turn it into a musical idea, right? Now, Move has this idea under the hood as well. So I feel like a couple of the new instruments I've been using share this very similar approach where I'm going to like quickly take sounds from the environment in front of me and go. And as fast as this one moves, I typically pick channel 8 as my beginner sampler channel. And I just always go right to a sampler right off the bat. And I always have the OP field next to me or a mono poly next to me. I actually already plugged the OP field right into the XY, and that was where I'm going to just show you, no sample loaded. We try to find a sample over here, so I'm going to just pick a sound, and I'm actually going to try to pick like an electric piano out of the sampler. So I know there's one, I think it's called Suitcase. And it's cranked right now, like the volume input. You could hear it distorting, so I'm going to just try to take a clean C sample of an electric piano. And here you got to remember the envelope generator if you want the attack right away. And you also got to remember a little bit of amplitude and the start point. So I just go right to the So already we got a good one. This is just an electric piano I made. So I'm going to save it. And again, this is what I'm saying, like in real time, how fast can you take a sound and actually use it? So here I am, sequencing real fast, right? Funny, this is my drum set from the house, right? So this is a sample. I've already had some people email me and I've already given them samples. So if you want my drum kit too, you're more than welcome to have it, right? And now I sampled that electric piano a second ago, and I'm gonna just make that 4 bars, and I can turn that up. We can get a little more amplitude, but I'm gonna hit record. Our take, right? So it's real easy to get like sounds you're going to use right into a sequence, right? Now the other one I did was a ukulele, and this sound, again, I'll share any of these if anybody wants to email me. They're just snapshots of me sampling my instruments. This one turned out so good. It sounds like a coda, like a real good Hands Volt, what's up, man? Yeah, check it out. So that sample being taken, real easy, right? So, and you got pitch bend, you know, we got the bend here too. So laying things in and making samples kind of work is really, really easy. It's not a hard thing to do, right? And that idea that as you take these samples, just like move, you know, you have those sounds like ready to go, right? So that's a ukulele we took the other day. And then another snapshot was a flute that I found online. So now we've got the electric piano we made. We got a ukulele sample. And I got a flute now. So there's all the samples that I've got like kind of glued together that I've found so far. Now these are all ones I've made. And now I'm going to work on sequencing, right? So that idea that the drum beat is my drum kit, right? The electric piano is OP Field. The ukulele now is my new sound that we're going to work on, right? So here we go. And when I do this one, I'm going to play it on here. Now I played in C minor, so the progression. Right, so that was one time through, right? Now what if I could shorten that, you know, what if I went just to here, right? So now I just shorten that length of that sequence. So sometimes I'll play too short and then I can just like shorten it, right? And it'll loop right here. Right? And I'll make it one less. Yeah, I think it should be 8. So let's check that again. So sequencer tricks here, real easy. You could shorten the length of any sequence. It's just like Electron, they can be like rotating on each other. Right, and that makes like cool polyrhythms, right? So now we're gonna go to the channel that I did a flute. Yeah, and I'm gonna make a 4-bar, right? And then we're gonna get ready to do that. Here we go. And in the mixer, you know, we give a little bit of delay and reverb, and I'm gonna lower it in the mix. So that last flute was just lazy kind of sound, right? Now I'm going to load one of their kits. So now you're getting kind of like a little better lo-fi sound, right? Filter. So this is going to be automation. I hold the record. And then there's another trick I do to smooth it out. Right? So I'm going to bring that down. So no envelope following or key following. And then if you hold shift and turn this, you smooth your knob turns. So you'll notice everything smooths out, right? Pretty fast, you know. The Rode sound we just took, this was a sample I just made. ukulele I took. So I said the ukulele turned out great. Like, I sampled a ukulele. It was on the internet, right? It was like ukulele lesson. So I took. It sounds like just like a coda or something like that, right? No, not required to do live streams. I've been doing live streams on Move and Music Education for a while. I just been showing people my streams on OPXY now because I really like the sequencer and the band I'm in. We've been using it to write a lot of the music. So I guess I just like the sequencer. Are you another Circlon user who's diehard Circlon? Because I saw there was a 4-year waiting list for the Circlon, and someone tried to berate me for buying an OPXY who owns a Circlon. And it was like a really funny joke because I was like, wait a minute. People are telling me Circlon users are waiting 5 years to get the device, and that OS isn't even finished? Right? So what's the story here? I just was wondering because I've had a couple people on stream really kind of get questionable on me. Why do I use this piece of gear? But I really like the sequencer. That's why I've been teaching it, using it so much. I don't know. The sound of this song's turning out pretty good. I don't know if anybody's digging on it, but yeah, it's turning out pretty good. The pots and pans in the kitchen. So there we go. Yeah. Turned out pretty good. And like I said, that the drum kit I made was my kitchen, right? I've been sharing it with people. I've gotten some emails, and I give away all my sample packs for free. So if people want any of the samples that I'm working with right now, including the ukulele sounds so cool, right? And then that's the flute I took. It's pretty creepy. It almost sounds like an organ. Is that right? I like it a lot. So yeah, that's the sequencer so far, right? So it's easy. I've just been throwing in notes. Now, the trick in sequencing so far, just like Ableton, we can make a new set of clips, right? And it's really easy because you got just like another scene. I'm going to say number 2. And then I'm going to make all new clips on every single track. So just like Ableton, you can make a new set of clips. And so now we have a whole new blank thing, right? And if I wanted to kind of, I always say relate it to the last part, I'll find some sounds. Let's say we're using this to make our next part, right? This is me banging on stuff in the kitchen, right? Pitch of that snare down. Yeah, there you go. I was just playing in C, so you know this is pretty C minor, right? So I'll start the sequence over again. Again, we want to sync everything just like we do in any clip situation, right? So there's a new bass line, right? Because we're on a new set of clips, right? actually played something pretty different, right? So let's do the bass again. Ready? So we made a whole new scene. So how do we go back to the first one? So we were on number 2, and I'm going to do shift. So a completely different jump, right? The sequencer's nice because you don't get stuck just playing the same things over and over and over. You can in the loop once it's looping, but now we can actually make scenes. You can make mute groups as well. So if I made like a third scene and I decided to mute, you know, a couple things, when that third scene came up, right, from the first, see how everything's kind of missing, right? And that's kind of the other heart of the sequencer, is that you can jump between scenes pretty seamlessly without there being like a hiccup in a sample, and you can play those jumps in the scenes, right? Now, if I went to number 4, again, I was just working on new stuff, I again can make a whole new set of clips. This is no joke. Brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. So I hit play. Nothing is in the sequencer because scene 4 has all 8 tracks has brand new clips. So we don't even have anything programmed right now. We're just like, what are we doing? You know, we're at a brand new place, you know, and then from there, again, you can write, you know, a brand new thing. I'm just picking the same kind of similar beat style. And I know I have like a bunch of quick, this is just me moving real fast, right? I had another drum set loaded here. Some RoboCop stuff, you know. Sound like Tom's from an HR-16, right? So now, if I'm back in another scene, right? Now I'm just going to do something super easy because in the bass, it doesn't have to be something complicated. I just wanted something easy. Ready? And we've been playing C a lot. What if I keyed in on... Right, so I just played 2 different chords, you know, and now I'm going to go over here and play some... quick just to the next scene. Now again, if we went back to the scene before that, I can jump to like intermittent chords from the last scene. Do you see that? And that's just for a split second. And you're not interrupting the scene you're on. You got to record that though, like in a DAW. You cannot do that within this sequencer. So it's just taken me some time to like figure out some of these tricks, right? That you can actually quick switch between scenes, I call it, right? The other idea here was me quickly jumping through all the same sounds, but just different musical ideas. Scene 1 was one idea. Scene 2 was a completely new idea. Scene 3 just was mute groups. Scene 4 was yet again a third musical idea. So we could interlace up to, I think it's 9 musical ideas, 9 different groups of scenes, and you can arrange those 99 ways with 99 different mute groups or the way that they're organized. That comes into like your step effects as well, right? So there's a lot you can do that like keeps you from doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's how I've been writing with one of the bands I play in. We like to do these like quick changes, or I like having like a whole different B section that's very similar to the A section, but just is enough of a change that our singer can write like new words or something like that. So it's pretty interesting in that aspect when you're songwriting stuff with it, right? So the other idea is sometimes I like bigger keys, right? But just using it as a sound module and the sequencer module, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's pretty nice. You know, you have all these engines, you just have like a ton of things that you could be doing as far as writing into a sequencer, and it's extremely easy to sample. Just like I've shown everybody in the Move world, I'm just plugging a line in and taking a sample. So the Move and the OPXY sample very similar. I mean, they're such similar devices. So I really like that. I think that's like a cool part of like how quick you can make music and how you can do it like in the mall or on the go or anything like that. All right, well, that was just me talking about the sequencer. I wanted to show the quick shift between scenes trick today after I made a couple of those scenes. So what I was talking about, of course, was OPXY, just shifting between scenes, just like kind of talking about the ways that this kind of shifts around. Plus, I think some of the new music I've been writing has been pretty chill. It has this like kind of lo-fi-ish, I don't know, the sound, I'm really liking the sound out of it. The move as well has been pretty similar, the way that I've been organizing a lot of the sounds. And I also use my move to control this too. So all the MIDI ins on this have been just like ironed out. Like everything on the MIDI inside works great. USB in MIDI works really good too. So I'm going to do some more tests with the MIDI out situation and see if it's just like a cable I'm using or something's not right, because I've been having some weird hiccups, and I've been sharing notes with TE about it. So yeah, that's just kind of the sequencer in a nutshell, kind of showing off some of the flips in the workflow and how easy it was for me to just take a sample real quick and load it right into this guy. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. It is very cold outside where I'm at right now. The winds are just like crippling cold, so I just didn't want to sit around and do nothing before work this morning. But I hope everybody's staying warm out there. If you want copies of any of the samples, let me know, because yeah, I'll give you guys any of those for free. I gave some out to someone in the UK yesterday, and yeah, I've been just trying to mention, like, we're trying to learn how to load samples from one OPXY into another. I want to hear people's success stories. If you have one and you want me to send you samples so we can see how they load in, that would be something that's I'm pretty interested in figuring out. So yeah, let me know if anybody needs anything. Yeah, and I'm around. So yeah, if there's any questions, yeah, let me know. All right, enjoy the day.